Okay, 3.2 reads that in the diagram, t negative 3, 4 is a point in the second quadrant, and then the figure is attached below. So you'll see I underlined the x coordinate in blue, and I underlined the y coordinate, or the y value, in pink. Right? Now we know that our first step here would be to fill in and build this triangle. So I'm going to complete this rat. So now I filled in as much information as I could on this triangle. Okay, I extended point T down to the x-axis so that I can form my right angle triangle. And now we just need to find the value of r. Okay, so r squared would be 4 squared plus our negative 3 squared. And our reason for doing this is because we are doing Pythagoras. Alright, and then it's just a matter of solving for the radius, and you should come to an answer of 5. Okay, and so now your hypotenuse, also known as the r, is 5. Right, now that this triangle is complete, we are able to solve any questions relating to this, but we just need to remember that when we consider theta, we look from this point over here. Okay, so let's have a look here. 3.2.1, tangent of theta. So we know that tan theta is opposite over the adjacent, which in our case would be 4, pink over blue. So we got 4 over negative 3, and that's the end of the first one. The second one is OT, which is the distance from the origin to point T, which we already figured out to be 5. And so for 3.2.2, right, it's everything that we did in green, which is the radius. So OT is going to be 5 units, right, and this comes from that calculation over there. So I want you to always find your radius, and if that question is asked later, you can draw a little arrow to say here's the calculation, or you can just redo the calculation. The next question is cosec theta. Right, so let's write that out, cosec theta, and you use that third letter to tell you which inverse we are using. So because that is an S, we are taking the inverse of sine, 1 over sine theta, which means instead of opposite over hypotenuse, we want hypotenuse over opposite. Okay, and the hypotenuse here is 5, and the opposite is 4. So the answer here is 5 over 4. The final question here is the product between sec theta and tan theta. So again, sec is the inverse of cos. So instead of having adjacent over hypotenuse, we have hypotenuse over adjacent multiplied by tangent, which is opposite over adjacent. Right, so now we fill in. The hypotenuse is 5, the adjacent is minus 3, multiplied by the opposite, which is 4, over the adjacent, which is minus 3, and then we multiply the numerators with each other, which gives us 20, and the denominators by each other, which gives us 9. And so this answer is 20 over 9, and that is question 3.2 completely done. Right, the most important things to remember here, when you have your reciprocals, you look at the third letter. Right, this one is sine, this one is cos, and this one is tangent. Right, and so there you have it, 3.2, and up next is 3.3.